The post-development critique has been around for over 30 years now. Has it failed?
Yes, I guess it has failed. I'm wondering if it's 30 years, because I'm thinking of people like Ivan Illich and maybe Serge Latouche and Wolfgang Sachs. Well, they were all writing, I think, or maybe Sachs starts about 1990, but the others are earlier, aren't they? And it's longer. And then, of course, the eco-feminist women were doing feminist post-development critiques in the 1980s and 90s. Maria Mies and Ben Holt Thompson and Vandana Shiva and so forth, yeah. But anyway, so it's failed. Yes, we have not much to see for it, but it's very good there's a conference like this where we can come together and review.
Yes, so how does such a post-development lens help us to understand today's global order?
It's not enough. I think you have to have an analysis of capitalism, and there has to be an understanding of Marx and class analysis, and then the revisions of class analysis, like the socialist feminist work on domestic labour and reproduction, and again I mentioned the eco-feminist work, which is bringing an ecocentric lens so that you can include other species and the planetary system as a whole. So remind me the question.
How does a post-development lens help us to understand today's global order?
Okay, so I say it's not enough, but it's good and it's important. And but I mean, development really is capitalism. It's like a euphemism for capitalism. So I worry that it's not going to perhaps sanitize the politics a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't mean that deliberately, but it could be co-opted to sanitize. Huh?
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
So if we have to look at all these things, what is your priority thing to do to post-developmentalize development?
I think there has to be a lot more attention to technology. Technology impacts on the environment and on human bodies. And I think this taking for granted of the information technology revolution, the digital revolution, is very serious. I think it's very masculinist. It's bound up with masculine identity, masculine prowess, and technological expertise seem to have an elective affinity, working together. And quite frankly, not enough attention has been paid to the role of technology, particularly military industrial technologies, in the generation of climate change and species loss. And I'm really concerned about the so-called smart revolution and smart cities and the Internet of Things, which will create electromagnetic network and force us into more and more consumption of IT products and incredible impacts of electromagnetic radiation on our bodies, on the environment, killing bees. Bees are easily knocked down by it. So for me, almost more than arguing about race and class, maybe even gender, I have to say this is an urgent imperative for human survival.
You mean the
electromagnetic
technology.
Radiation and its impacts.
So,
and it's not being discussed by the political left or environmentalists, really, a little bit, but not really becoming a focus.
That's very true. But then how do you plan to contribute to making it a more important topic?
Well, I'm already doing this, consciousness raising, in my own community, organising seminars to inform people, trying to contest the media misrepresentation, because even in Australia, the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, which is actually very good, intellectually very good, but somehow on this particular topic, They have already sacked journalists who have presented information on it, and they are putting out misinformation, which is something that's got to be dealt with. Bringing it to the attention of the Green Party in my local Green Party, which has a technology committee. Getting articles published, by Friends of the Earth magazine. Getting it into wherever you can.
Sounds good. Yeah, so now we've been sitting together for 2 days. What do you hope to get out of such an academic gathering like this conference?
More activism.
I think that's a good word for the end of this interview. Thank you.
Okay.